There was an article this morning in the paper where there is an individual or individuals trying to advance a set of changes to the specific requirements for naming to include parks and bridges and things like that. Are we the owner of the Milwaukee Bridge?
Yes.
And do we have an opinion about volunteering that to be a named property?
Yes. Two things we have said very clearly. One is...
After you, oh, after you. Oh, George, we're going to name it after you.
No. We have said two things very clearly. One is we are in the proverbial, we're not going to count our chickens until they hatch. We are unwilling to even consider what naming would be until we have received a final decision on the ability to proceed with this project. That really is what's called the ROD, the Record of Decision. That's about a year off. Number two, I said that whatever we would do, it would be a very, very public process. With anybody who having a chance to be able to weigh in and such about it. So, yet to come.
Let them build a statue.
All right.
You know what birds do
that stuff. Okay, anything else for the general manager? Very good. Mr. Banta.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. President, members of the board. Wanted to update you on a couple of things. I don't know if you remember or not, but I reported previously that we sent a rodeo team to Seattle. First week of May was the competition. We had one operator, her name is Kara Nasaho, and she operates out of our Merlot garage. There were 54 operators that competed. She actually finished 52nd, but that doesn't do her justice. The competition is broken down into two major categories. One is pre-departure inspection, which the operator does a ground inspection, walks completely around the vehicle, making sure that the vehicle is safe for operation. She finished 4th out of 54 people, which is very, very respectable. And then the operating side of it, it's an obstacle course. And although she didn't, like I do, mow down any cones, she didn't operate as fast as some of the other competitors. There are seconds that are the difference between first and 54th. So while you say 52nd, I think she represented us very well. She was there to meet with her compadres from other transit properties, and it really is a nice event. We also sent a maintenance team. The maintenance team was Randy Rooster, Victor Russ, and Brian Zach, all from our POW garage. Out of 36 competitive maintenance teams, they finished 15th, which is very, very, very good. Some of the things that they do in these events is troubleshoot technology with buses. The newest technology sometimes is not in our fleets because the average age of our fleet is more than others. So they have to come up to speed relatively quickly on electronic control units and D-decks for Detroit diesel engines. That we don't run a lot of Detroit diesels here, but that's part of the competition at the international. So when they reach 15th, that is a very respectable place for them. Board member Larbach brought up our fare machines.
Sorry, I just want to make sure that if you all haven't seen a bus rodeo, you may wonder what bus rodeo. To me, it's actually. I remember having to explain this to Tom Potter once, and it really it got me even more excited about it, and I'll tell you why. Most organizations will have the company picnic. It'll be the three-legged races or the frisbee competition. What tends to happen at here is that you're really having. I mean, we have a barbecue with it and a whole bunch of other things, so it's a fun event. But people are competing against the things that they do in their job for excellence. Because this obstacle course that Steve referred to is really one that says, listen, you have to be able to go through a very narrow area, and you do it without hitting cones, which would be like a parked car or something else. Can you pull into a stop so that you actually get up close enough to it so that if somebody needs a lift for a wheelchair, that you're actually able to be close enough to the curb? It's making sure that you signaled appropriately. It's all the things that require excellence in our operators. And on the maintenance side, likewise, I mean, they go out and they'll disable a bus. And so you think of it, here's a disabled bus on the transit mall. People are stuck. Can a maintenance person come there, quickly identify what it is, and fix the problem? Again, celebrating the excellence of their work. So it really is quite impressive and kind of fun to be able to see that it's not those three-legged races. It's about the excellence of their day in and day out work.
How do the people get chosen?
They compete locally.
They compete.
There's a competition locally. That's, to me, that's where the real competition is. When you go to the international, you're competing with the best of all the other properties. But it's pretty competitive internally.
It's pretty personal, yeah.
Yeah, oh, it can get personal.
I'd like to share with you a list of things that excite me.
Can we
We don't have.
Yeah, we know old cars. We know that already.
We have time.
Fred, I've been to a couple of rodeos, and I tell you, to see someone in a timed event back that bus up, not hit the cones, and park it is unbelievable. And so, I mean, if you ever get a chance, if it's close and you hear of one, go take a look and you'll be amazed at what these people can do with a 43-foot vehicle.
It is amazing. A couple of things that Board Member Larbach mentioned was Oregon Iron Works. We work very closely with Oregon Iron Works. Neil's engineering group does. We actually participated in, we have a paint booth, so we painted, at their cost, we painted their streetcar that they're going to be providing to us. So we work with them constantly. We're going to let them use our test track to dynamically test the new streetcar before delivering. So there's a close coordination there with Oregon Iron Works, and we're hopeful that they're successful also. The other thing you mentioned was ticket vending machines, and all the obsolete machines now are changed out. All the Type 1 machines are gone. So we've either got Type 3s or the credit card Type 4 machines. And the reliability is improving day by day with the help of the ATU and the collaboration for increased resource strength as it relates to maintenance of the machines. So we're getting positive feedback on that front.
What do you have at the airport?
I'm sorry?
On the vending machines, what do you have at the airport?
Type 3.
Okay. So someone from out of town it would be easy for them to understand because that was one of the things that they couldn't understand, what type of ticket they needed.
Well, it's a full functioning machine, so yes.
There's actually 3 machines at the airport.
Okay.
They get inside or out.
Okay.
And with that, I'd like to ask Ken Zatterin to come forward. In the past, he's talked to you about service cuts. Today, he's here to talk to you about buses back on the mall. Left, 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 left. Always remember left if you're not in a transit vehicle.
Is that the military left?
Yeah.
You have, in the past, we had discussed, and you were contemplating initiating a project for heated switches as well.
Mm-hmm.
What is the status of that?
That's actually in the old stimulus package. That's one of the projects that has been identified.
I missed that, I'm sorry. Okay.
No problem.
Oh, I do see it.
Yeah, number 3.
All right, great. Ken?
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. It's my pleasure to give you a quick update on our preparations for the return of transit service to the new Portland Mall on 5th and 6th Avenues in downtown Portland. It is really a signature milestone on our way to the opening of the Green Line on September the 12th later this year. Fred mentioned Sunday, May 24th, in 11 days, the buses that had been temporarily rerouted off of 5th and 6th Avenues will return to the new mall. This is one day before the Memorial Day holiday on Monday, and just a week before the Starlight Parade on Saturday, May the 30th.